Hi, I'm Cherie, founder of Be Kind to All. I believe that employees deserve to be treated as equal, and discrimination, no matter what the reason, can no longer be tolerated in business. I grew up in a small town in Maryland, and all I ever wanted was to get out of that town so that I could move to the big city and I could meet people from different countries or even from across the United States. I wanted to get exposed and I wanted to learn about people. I was able to do that when I went away to college. And at that point is when I learned that I stereotyped people based on what I had learned from my friends, my family, and even the television. Why did I do this? Well, I did as I had learned, and I had learned from my environment. So today we're going to dive into negative stereotypes, what they are, why we do it, and how we can change our behaviors. What is a stereotype? To believe unfairly that all people or things with a characteristic are the same. Stereotypes are commonly based on gender, culture, and age. Men who aren't into sports are gay. Blonde women are dumb. African Americans are criminals. Christians are homophobic. Old people are slow and can't keep up. Muslims are terrorists. These are all examples of stereotypes. How you grew up and your experiences has paved the way to who you are today. If you've always had money, you don't know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. If you went to college and got a good job, you have no idea what it's like for that person who wasn't able to finish high school or who just got their GED. We have all experienced life differently. Do you find yourself treating someone serving you at McDonald's differently than you would a manager of a store? Do you look down on people that aren't just like you? Stereotyping is not limited to certain people. It affects all of us. And it is the enemy of equality. Stereotypes are not harmless. They are very limiting and destructive. To help fight against stereotypes, we can stop judging others and forming the wrong opinions about people. We can have conversations and work on connecting with others who are different from us. When you see someone who's different than you, what do you think? Do you judge others because of their sex, their clothes, their hair, color of their skin? Do you feel better about yourself after you have judged the stranger? Next, we're going to go through a real-life example on how stereotypes can harm you in the workplace. So Quentin has been selling cell phones for 4 years, and during that time, Quentin has decided that he stereotypes the people coming in the store based on what they're wearing, what color they are. You know, they need to fit into his mold. He thinks thinner people are going to spend more money, apparently. And he ignores customers who do not fit into his mold. What Quentin doesn't realize is what he's leaving on the table by putting these stereotypes out there. So one day, Greta came into the store and Quentin ignored her because she did not fit into his stereotype. And at that point, Roger went and helped Greta. Well, Greta brought over 10 lines and bought 4 new iPhones. So at the end of the sale, Quentin goes to Roger and says, "So what did that whale want?" Whale, he used that word for the woman, whale. Now, Roger does ignore the discriminatory language, and he states her name was Greta, and she just moved 10 lines over, and he sold her 4 cell phones. So Quentin knew that Roger had made commission, right? So the stereotype affects both sides of things, right? I do agree with how Roger handled the situation, except for he should have called out his coworker on his words and behavior. Because if you are neutral in situations like this, then you are allowing this type of discriminatory behavior to continue. I believe it's time for us to take the time to recognize how we personally stereotype other people. We can change our behavior and beliefs if we realize what is happening. So here are some helpful steps to help you eliminate negative stereotypes. Recognize and avoid generalizations. Avoid making assumptions or creating labels. Develop empathy for others. Put yourself in their shoes. Respect and appreciate others' differences. Consider what you have in common with other people. Educate yourself about different cultures and groups. Since we are moving away from a command control culture into an equality culture, it is time we recognize that this is holding us back. Number one, we need to identify when we are stereotyping people. And number two, we need to take the necessary steps to correct this limiting behavior. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. Once we stop putting people into these stereotypes for no reason, we will become closer to equality. Are you willing to do the self-discovery work? Next week, we will continue down our business case of kindness. Please remember, without kindness and respect, there's little trust, and without trust, the team will crumble. I hope you all have a good week. Thank you.